Hey everyone, Geordie Paul here. Just a quick introduction here. This is a new series of what I watched in the month of. The following video will show you what I watched in the month of August. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Rock until you drop. Dance until your heart stops. Rock until you drop. Alright everyone, Geordie Paul here. Welcome back to Magpie Movies. Today, as I said in the introduction, is a new series of what I watched. So I'm going to go through the movies that I watched in the month of August. I've never done this before, so I have written them all down in the lovely notebook that Big Pauly bought me when I was in Birmingham with them. So before we crack into it, if you're new to the channel, don't be shy, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so whenever I do a new video, you will be the first one to know. So without further ado, I'm going to move myself and then show you what I went through in the month of August. Okay, so for the month of August, I'll go through this. These are in no particular order. So we start off with a film which I found on Prime called The Odds. So The Odds is basically two people in a room, a woman and a man, and basically she has to do different tasks in order to win money and get through to the next stage. Each task she has to do goes up the level from like painful to really painful and excruciatingly pain and things like that. Wasn't very good, I'll be honest with you. The poster looks good, but the film wasn't. I'm going to give that a rough rating of 4 out of 10. The next film, Halloween 3, The Season of the Witch, which Carlinho sent me. Thoroughly enjoyed this. I haven't seen this in a long time. It's not from the strongest of the Halloweens. For me, that's either the first one, 2018, or Halloween 2, but I did enjoy this, so I'm giving this one a 7 out of 10. Next up was Alone, which Jamie Powell sent me very kindly, about focuses around a girl or a woman who gets kidnapped and she has to escape. Enjoyed that. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that one. Yeah, again, not bad at all. I'm going to give that one a 7 out of 10. Next was the big blockbuster of the month, which is Suicide Squad, James Gunn's reimagining, rebranding, I suppose, as such. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't do a review of the channel because everybody else did it. But yeah, really enjoyed that. And I'm going to give Suicide Squad an 8.5 out of 10. Next up, we have Beckett. Netflix original. Watched that. Not on release date, give it a few days. Now, I did, looking on this, I gave it a 7 out of 10. But I think that's too high. I didn't enjoy it that much. It was a bit boring, a bit slow. Nothing much kind of happened. So I'm going to give Beckett a 6 out of 10. Next, I watched the Expendables trilogy, 1, 2 and 3, because I bought the Blu-ray box set from Rarewave, so like a $5 or something. So ratings of Expendables 1, 2 and 3 in order of those. Expendables 1, 7 out of 10. Expendables 2, 6 out of 10. And Expendables 3, 6 out of 10 as well. Next, I watched Last Action Hero, the Arnie 90s flick. I hadn't seen it in a long time, and when I was watching it, I can't even remember, so it must have been a long time since I watched it. Yeah, that was on Prime as well. Didn't buy it, didn't get the 4K, didn't get a digital or the physical copy, just watched it on there. It was alright. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Next thing I watched was Memories of a Murder, the Neeson tapes, which is based on Dennis Neeson, the serial killer from the 80s, which is on Netflix. It was a documentary. I think it was one. I was thinking it was like a different series, different episodes, sorry, but not all in one yet. Very good, very insightful, 8 out of 10. Very good. Definitely recommend that one. Next, I watched The Forever Purge, the 5th film in the franchise even. I'm a massive fan of all the I'm a massive fan of all the Purge franchise and all the movies. This one I enjoyed. It's a bit different to the rest. So I'm going to give that one a 7.5 out of 10. Another big blockbuster on the list was Scarlett Johansson in Black Widow, the new Marvel one, which got delayed, then went up to streaming, etc. and so forth. Yeah, I enjoyed this. It's just your bog standard Marvel back filler kind of movie. Not much more to say about it than that. I'm going to give Black Widow a 7.5 out of 10. It wasn't brilliant, but it was just what it was, 7.5, I think. in my view, is a fair rating. Next, the big surprise of the month for me, which I didn't think would enjoy it as much as I did, or give it as high a rating as I did, which is Jungle Cruise with Emily Blunt, The Rock, or Dwayne Johnson, and Jack Whitehall. Really, really enjoyed it. I think of all the ride or live action that they've done of late, this is the best one. I think it's better than Cruella. I think Cruella's good, but not as good as everybody says it is. So for me, I'm going to give Jungle Cruise an 8 out of 10, which is probably the highest Rock movie that I've given a rating of. So yeah, 8 out of 10. What else have we got next? Next, I watched Paw Patrol, the movie. Yes, the Nickelodeon show. First proper rendered 3D image of the dogs and of the pups, should I say, and Ryder and all those. Watched it with the kids. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Yes, I didn't think I'd do this because I'm not a kind of animated or kids kind of person who likes that kind of stuff. But yeah, Paw Patrol the movie, it's good. 7.5 out of 10. Definitely going to pick it up for the kids when it comes out to buy. Yeah. Anyway, so to move along, we have Endangered Species. Yes. That was a funny one. It's got probably the worst CGI of animals, and especially baby rhino, that I have ever seen. It was rubbish, and I gave it 5 out of 10, which I think is about average, maybe 4, but I thought it was alright, it was enjoyable. Next, I rewatched Liam Neeson in The Commuter. I recently picked this and Non-Stop up in Poundland for £2 each. Really enjoyed The Commuter. Yep, 7.5 out of 10. And with regards to Non-Stop, that's a 7 out of 10. I thought The Commuter was better, but with regards to Non-Stop, I preferred The Commuter. So Commuter 7.5, Non-Stop 7 out of 10. Next, another kind of blockbuster, The Green Knight, an A24 production stroke studio release. The trailer made this look really good, and I was really looking forward to watching this. Couldn't have been further from the truth. This film is shockingly bad. It's slow. It's all over the place. It's too arty-farty. It's too much establishing shots. It's just terrible. I know there's a lot of people who like it, but for me, no. If you like me, and you just avoid it, it's crap. 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10, and that's being generous. Next, I watched Sarah Michelle Gellar's 90s version of remake of The Grudge, which I had on DVD because I've got all of them, that all the way through to 3 on DVD. I recently picked them up to rewatch them. It was alright. It wasn't as good as I remember, so I'll give The Grudge 6.5 out of 10. Next, recommendation from Robafett's Bounty, aka Rob, aka that bastard. Yes, Vacation Friends, which is on Star on Disney Plus. Watch that with the wife. It's entertaining. Not brilliant, it's entertaining. John Cena's in it. Yeah, worth a go. I give it a 6.5 out of 10. I'm quite happy with that review. Yeah, 6.5. So Vacation Friends, 6.5 out of 10. Next, I watched The Raid and The Raid 2. I've seen The Raid a few times. I hadn't seen The Raid 2, so I wanted to watch both of them back to back, which I've done. Really good Indonesian films from a Welsh director, Gareth Evans. Yeah, both of those, 8 out of 10. Well worth a watch. If you haven't seen them, pick them up. They're good. Good action films. And finally, put that down. Since I got the set, I watched Resident Evil #1, Emilia Jovovich, in 4K, because as you probably saw in my previous videos, I got the 4K set. Yeah, I still really like Resident Evil. I mean, all the movies are, for me, they're entertaining. Yeah, they're filtered down to be pretty crap towards the end, but for me, I love the Resident Evil series. Give me another Resident Evil film and I'm there first day watching it or downloading it or whatever. But yeah, Resident Evil 4K, the sound in this, or the music in it, is so 90s. It's unbelievable, like 90s kind of techno rock pop type stuff. It's really good. Thoroughly entertained it again. 4K, it's full screen. The 4K just tipped it up a little notch from the normal Blu-ray. But yeah, thoroughly entertaining. Put my soundbar on, put the bass on loud. 7.5 out of 10. And that concludes all that I watched in August. I don't know how long until I'm going to be putting this live, because although I've recorded it, it's going to take a lot of time to put it all together with pictures and everything. But yes, thank you very much for sticking around till the end. I hope you may have watched some of these movies. If you have, tell me what you think. If you haven't, well, maybe I'll recommend them to you. Who knows? Thank you very much again for watching. Don't forget to please like, share and subscribe, which would be great. The channel is growing more and more on a monthly basis, and I thank you, my viewers, for doing that. So I much appreciate it. As always, as I say at every end of every video, I'm over on Magpie_Movies 1978 on Instagram, so please do follow me on there. Yes, I am indeed rocking my new Newcastle shirt. I don't know why I told you that, but I am. That's it. Thanks again for watching. This is Geordie Paul, Last Survivor member of Magpie Movies, signing out, and I'll see you on my next video. Adios for now.